Well, I want to thank you very much, and thank you to our great Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny Perdue. Thank you, Sonny, very much. You've done a fantastic job. Sit down, everybody. Let's stay for a while. Come on. We did it. We did it. Remember? They were all saying, you'll never get NAFTA changed. We were stuck with one of the worst trade deals in history. We'll never do it. We'll never get a deal done with China. I've told everybody you got to buy a lot of land and you got to get much bigger tractors right now, because we did a great deal with China, great for our country, and hopefully it's great for China too, because we're going to sell them the greatest product you've ever seen, right? The greatest product you've ever seen. But I am thrilled to be back in this incredible state of Texas. We've had a tremendous victory, and from what I understand, those polls are all saying we're way higher than we were in 16. Is that correct? That's right, Dan. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, my Dan. Great, thank you very much. We're doing good. But this is where people are known for being tough and strong and hardworking, loyal, fiercely patriotic, just like America's incredible farmers. My administration is fighting for the American farmer, and it's been fighting for the farmer and the rancher every single day. And together we've achieved something truly stunning, and really it was a historic number of victories. Not one, we had numerous victories. A lot of them just that sort of all came together. What good timing. I said, let's see if we can get it done for this event. Most presidents don't come, and when they do, they come once. This is my third time in a row, and I promise I'll be here next year, too. We'll be here next year. In fact, a poll just came out, Wall Street Journal, just came out. Look at this. Farmer approval of Trump hits record, poll shows. 83% of the farmers and ranchers approve of the president's job performance. 83%. But I want to know, really, who are the 17%? Who are they? Who the hell are the 17%? Anybody in here from the 17%? Don't raise your hand. It may be dangerous. That's pretty good, right? But on Wednesday, after 2 years of hard-fought negotiations where the farmers and ranchers stood with me all the way, they knew we had to do it. It wasn't done by other administrations. They didn't want to do it because it was nasty. We signed a groundbreaking trade agreement with China. Under this landmark agreement, China will now be purchasing $40 to $50 billion of American agricultural products every single year, tripling our agricultural exports to China. You know, we had a deal that was done at 20 billion. The most they ever purchased, according to Sonny Perdue. I said, Sonny, we have to help the farmer because they were targeted. And I'm not saying I blame China. You know, they want to win, we want to win, we all want to win, right? We like to win. How's your team doing today, by the way? I don't know. How's it going? Are they doing okay? We'll soon find out. I said, this is a wonderful thing. I come to look at this place. It's packed. It's sold out. Look at the crowd. It's sold out. And you have a game with a team known as Texas. But we'll see how it does. This is right now. This is the thing we have to focus on. But on Thursday of this week, we made a really historic, once again, the Senate passed, because this is in addition to China, the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement to replace the catastrophe, the disaster known as NAFTA. I've been complaining about it for many years. Our jobs left, our factories closed, our companies left, opened up, they made product, they sold it into the United States, no tax, no nothing. We have just the opposite right now. It's very painful if they want to do that. It's very hard for them to do that economically. The USMCA, as we call it, will massively boost exports for farmers, ranchers, growers, and agricultural producers from north to south and from sea to shining sea. It also has tremendous impacts on manufacturers and all of the other things. Good for everybody, but we won't bother. We only care about the farmers today or the ranchers, right? So we don't have to talk about the manufacturers. But it's fantastic for manufacturing and lots of other things. And our manufacturing numbers are fantastic. You see that. Remember, Manufacturing, Phil, you remember? There's no more manufacturing. And then we have almost 600,000 jobs. They said, last administration, you'd need a magic wand to bring back manufacturing. So I guess we found the magic wand. We found the magic wand. Joining us today are a few of your strongest allies in Washington who helped make these achievements possible. Senators Pat Roberts and Cindy Hyde-Smith, where are they? Please, please, Pat. Cindy Hyde, I'll tell you, these are two people that love the farmer. And Pat, I mean, every time I get a call, Pat, that meant like, come on, President, let's go, President. But what a great career you've had. What an unbelievable number of election victories you've had. I would love to keep you for a long time, but I don't think we can talk about it at this point. But Pat, thank you very much. And Cindy Hyde-Smith, you have done a fantastic job representing everybody, but representing the farmers and ranchers. Thank you very much. And Pat, thank you very much. Great job. And Representatives Randy Weber, Roger Williams, and John Carter, please stand up. Warriors. They're warriors. And also 3 friends of mine, Texas leaders at the highest level, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, Attorney General Ken Paxton, and Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller. Please stand up. Please stand up. That's great. Hi, Sid. I remember 2016, the election, and the fake news, these people back here, they were saying, Trump gonna have a hard time winning Texas. So we made speeches, Sid, remember? Would have 25, 30,000 people standing on line, can't get in. And I said, why am I gonna have a hard time with Texas? And I remember Sid Miller, I didn't know Sid, but he was and he had the big, beautiful cowboy hat on. I love that hat. I wish we could wear them in Washington or New York, because I would be the biggest buyer of that hat. I just don't know if it would play there, but I'll wear them in Texas, I'll tell you. But Sid was sitting there with that hat on, and he looked great. And he said, I don't know about you, and I don't know where you're getting this information about a close race in Texas, but there's going to be nothing close about this race in Texas. Trump is going to win this race by so much, you're not going to believe it. That's exactly what happened. So thank you very much. I didn't know Sid. He just said Trump is going to win by a lot. And ever since then, I've liked Sid a lot, and you turned out to be right. Right, Sid? Thank you very much. Great job. Great job. I also want to take a moment to send our love and support to the president of the American Farm Bureau, a great guy, Zippy Duval. Sadly, Zippy's wonderful wife, a tremendous woman, married for 40 years, Bonnie, passed away last night. And we want Zippy and his entire family to know that we are keeping them in our thoughts and prayers. And it was a very special relationship. And I just want to wish the family well. And Zippy, we're with you 100%. 100%. Thank you very much. So I'm truly honored to be addressing the Farm Bureau's annual convention for my 3rd straight year. My administration understands that if we want to stand up for America, we must stand up for American farmers. So important, credible people. If we want America to thrive and grow, then we must ensure that America's farms flourish and prosper, and that's what we're doing. You feed our people. You fuel our nation, you sustain our land, you uphold our values, and you preserve our cherished American way of life. We want our products made, grown, and raised right here in the USA, and that's what's happening. I hope you all remember that before I took office, American agriculture was being crushed by an onslaught of massive taxes, crippling regulations, burdensome federal mandates. You know about that. I released it all. And horrendous trade deals, and they were horrendous indeed. I actually used to say, who the hell would have negotiated a deal like this? When I ran for president, I vowed to use every power at my disposal to protect American farmers and restore the full strength of American agriculture. I promised that I would always have your back, and unlike the politicians who came before me, they talked a lot, they did nothing for you. I kept my promise. Under the previous administration, net farm income plummeted by more than 20%. Under my administration, and remember, these trade deals haven't even really kicked in yet. I told China a couple of months ago, do me a favor, we're going to make a deal. Start buying, and they did. Not as much as I wanted, but they did. They wanted to wait till they got the signed agreement. Now we have the signed agreement. But they started buying. But it's also Japan, it's also other countries. But net farm income has gone up by more than $30 billion, an increase of nearly 50% in just 3 years. Remember that. And the big stuff is yet to come. The big numbers, in my opinion, are yet to come. We are fixing problems and cleaning up messes that others have neglected for decades. They've treated you very unfairly. They've treated you very foolishly. Frankly, they've treated you stupidly to put our great farmers in this position. We are winning for our farmers, and we are winning like never before. And don't forget, when I ran, I said, we're going to do this stuff. We're going to do it. But it was just words. We're going to do it. Everybody said we're going to do things. But I did it. We got it done. And this is the time. I couldn't say it last year. Last year I'd said, hey, you know, you were being targeted by China, in all fairness. You were being targeted. They stopped buying purposely. Then I put the big tariffs on. Then I gave you a lot of the money out of the tariffs. We had a lot of money left over. But we gave you, Sonny told you, $16 billion and $12 billion the year before. And that made you do very well. But, you know, the farmers came to me and they said, we don't want anything. We just want a level playing field. And you have now even more than a level playing field. The deal with China will tear down market barriers and pry open vast new markets for American beef, pork, poultry, seafood, soybeans, rice, dairy, infant formula, animal feed, biotechnology, and much, much more. This is an incredible success for our entire country, and it was your fortitude, your perseverance, and your devotion that made it all possible. And I have to tell you, another benefit, and a very big benefit, is we now perhaps have the best relationship that we've had with China in many, many years, and China respects us now. They didn't respect us. They couldn't believe they were getting away with what they were getting away with. Having a good relationship with China is good, and Russia is good, and many other countries is a good thing, but we don't want people taking advantage of us. For years, China stole trade secrets from American agribusinesses and plundered our intellectual property, illicitly subsidized grain procedures, and installed one barrier after another to block out our farmers.